Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Xbox On. It's Bex and Henry here, and well, there's no time for any more preamble because we've got some huge news that we're so excited to dig into. Like a proper head-spinning, jaw-dropping announcement that I think it's fair to say no one saw coming. Are you ready? Yeah? Microsoft is acquiring ZeniMax Media. Okay, so maybe that's left you saying, what? Who? Well, sit back and let us explain why this is such a massive game-changing announcement, one that Phil Spencer has called a landmark step for Xbox.
ZeniMax Media is the parent company of multiple game developers and publishers you've probably heard of, like id Software, Arcane Studios, Machine Games, and a little outfit called Bethesda Game Studios. Yep, the same ones who make the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games. Bethesda have got a long history with Xbox ever since 2002, when they made their first ever console release and brought the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind to the original Xbox, and its follow-up, Oblivion, launched as an Xbox 360 exclusive. And according to none other than Phil Spencer, Bethesda were early supporters of Xbox Game Pass, bringing their games to new audiences across devices, and have been actively investing in new gaming technology like cloud streaming of games. Intriguing. We'll take a tour of all of ZeniMax's studios in a moment. There are some absolutely banging series in there, but first it's worth asking what this actually means for Xbox and for Bethesda and pals.
So the big news here is that all the ZeniMax studios are joining the Xbox family, the same way that Obsidian, Mojang, and Ninja Theory have in the past. So, in one fell swoop, this hugely increases the size of Xbox Game Studios. Previously, there were 15 creative studio teams under the Xbox banner. Now, it's 23. For Bethesda, not much should change, as Big Phil explains. All of their great work will of course continue and grow, and we look forward to empowering them with the resources and support of Microsoft to scale their creative visions to more players in new ways for you. So, the same Bethesda games, but even bigger. I'm sold. And that amazing back catalogue of Bethesda classics, but you can expect them making their way to Game Pass too. So, we should probably talk about what those games are, right?
Let's go studio by studio, checking in on what they've done and what's coming next. Okay, so first up you've got Bethesda Game Studios themselves. This is the team behind Skyrim and all of the other Elder Scrolls games and every Fallout since number 3. Those are two series that shouldn't need much introduction at this point, as they're some of the best-selling, best-reviewed RPGs of all time. They're currently working on two pretty enormous projects. You've got Starfield, which is them taking the same approach and applying it to a sweeping space epic. It's the first new franchise from the developer in 25 years, and it looks set to blow all of our minds. And then there's Elder Scrolls 6. We know basically nothing about that one, but the long-anticipated sequel to Skyrim, taking us back to one of the most beautifully realised fantasy worlds around. Yeah, go on then, I'll have some of that.
Next, and sticking with the Scrollsy theme, is ZeniMax Online Studios, the developer of the Elder Scrolls Online, an MMO that launched all the way back in 2014 and is still going strong. Right now, it's preparing to wrap up the year-long story of the Dark Heart of Skyrim, which has taken players back to those iconic frosty peaks to combat an undead threat, or join their ranks with a newly revamped skill line for any bloodsuckers out there. Alpha Dog is a new recruit, having joined the ZeniMax family just last year. They're a mobile specialist studio responsible for games like fantasy action RPG Wraithborn and kaiju battler Monstrosity Rampage. As for what's next, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Another newbie is Roundhouse Studios, who made their debut last November. They're a brand new studio, so haven't had time to make anything just yet, but the entire team was hired from Human Head Studios when they closed down, after 2 decades of making great games, including the original Prey. We can't wait to see what they do next. But what about the developer of the other Prey, the one from 2017? Well, that's Arcane Studios, and they're part of ZeniMax too. You might also know them from the brilliant Dishonored games, with its mix of steampunk tech and fantastical magic, a series you definitely need to play if you haven't yet.
Over in Japan, there's Tango Gameworks, founded by the legendary Shinji Mikami, one of the original creators of Resident Evil. And he's stuck to the scares ever since, with Tango's Evil Within games bringing us a whole new generation of survival horror. Okay, that leaves us with just 2 studios left, and they are kind of connected for reasons you'll see in just a moment. Let's focus first on Machine Games, the Swedish developer who have been in charge of the Wolfenstein games since this classic shooter series rebooted with 2014's The New Order, which opened up a new alt history timeline and introduced a brilliant blend of sneaky stealth and hot-blooded dual-wielding action that's powered multiple sequels. But when you're talking about the adventures of BJ Blazkowicz, you've got to mention the developers of Wolfenstein 3D all the way back in 1992. When a game being in 3 dimensions was exciting enough to put it in the title, and first-person shooters weren't really a thing yet. Yep, I'm talking about id Software, the studio that basically invented the whole damn genre with Wolfenstein and Doom, then reinvented it all over again with Quake. id are also joining Xbox as part of this deal, bringing 3 decades of shooter experience with them. And they're still making some of the best, bloodiest, and most fluid games around, like the hot pink explosion fest of Rage 2, which is actually included in the Game Pass library right now, and the hellishly good Doom Eternal, which takes the speed and intensity of those 90s shooters and transports it to the modern day. They're currently making The Ancient Gods, an expansion for Doom Eternal that's so big it's had to be split into 2. Part 1 is arriving next month, so get those trigger fingers ready.
So there you have it, more amazing and talented people who make epic games joining the Xbox family. If you love any of these games, then I'm sure you'll agree this is some very, very exciting news. And chances are, with a back catalogue this deep, at least one franchise has to be in your personal gaming Hall of Fame. So let us know your favourites down in the comments. Mine's Skyrim and Doom. As for all the classic franchises that this is going to bring to Xbox, well, we can't wait. But make sure you're subscribed to our channel for all the latest updates. We'll see you next time. Bye!